What is up? I wasn't sure if my thing was recording. That's why it's a very long what is up. Alright, been a few days since I made a video. I drank my first Yoo-Hoo in like a couple of years today. Not as good as I remember. I don't know, whatever. But I came across, I was actually watching earlier today, I was watching, I mentioned that channel Smart Trucking, and he was talking about a couple things in trucking, and like he mentioned the dangers of trucking, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've made a video. I've mentioned that trucking is dangerous a couple times, but I don't think I've ever made a video on like how or why trucking is dangerous. And I think I've got enough years in. You know, this doesn't count what I did in Afghanistan. I was driving on the freaking mountains of Afghanistan across these muddy cliffs that you could just slip off of. This is not the case. Roads are paved here. It's pretty good. But yeah, I got a top, or not a top 10 list. It's just 10 reasons that trucking is now the 7th most dangerous job to have. It's like out of the top 25 most dangerous jobs in the country, or maybe the world, I don't know. This is number 7. It used to be a little higher, but it apparently went down, or other jobs got worse. I don't know. But yeah, it's super dangerous to be a trucker, especially if you're not keeping your head on a swivel and just being safe. You know, just safety minded is what you need to be all day long. So 10 reasons why trucking is just a dangerous job. Number 1, this one's obvious: the traffic. People drive like freaking morons all day, every day. Everywhere you go, somebody's gonna cut you off. They're gonna be merging. They're almost gonna run into you if you don't hit the brake or get over in that lane to let them in. They're gonna run into you, and you're not supposed to have to do that. You have the right of way, so they can run into you all they want, and it's still gonna be their fault. But guess what? They will find a way to put you in liability for that. They could say, oh, you could have slowed down, you could have switched lanes, something. But either way, merging is, I know I complain about merging a lot. It drives me nuts. But anyway, yeah, the traffic's just bad. I mean, on top of that, this just, you could come up around a corner or a curve or something going down a mountain. I'll get that in a minute. Going down a mountain and suddenly just stop traffic. Just stop traffic on the middle of the mountain. Look, then you gotta hit the brakes as hard as you can and hope you can stop in time. I've had that happen a couple of times. Cajon Pass here in California is terrible. I'm in Barstow right now. It's my home away from home. I sleep here a lot. Barstow. It's just, there's a lot of good food around this little truck stop area. There's a lot of truck stops here. It's food. It's good. Barstow. It's like the truck stop of Southern California. I don't need to explain traffic too much more. It's just bad. You got one of my favorite movie quotes is from the original Men in Black. And Agent K says, the individual person is smart, but people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals. And you know it. Traffic. Traffic is people. People are dangerous. Anyway, number 2, slipping. Slipping and falling. You wouldn't think that there'd be so many dangers of slipping when you were just driving, but getting in and out of this truck all day, I have missed that step trying to get out of this truck so many times, and your brain is immediately like, ah, I'm gonna die. It's scary. I know you've done it. I know you've done it. Don't even act like you haven't done it. It's fun. It's so fun. No, it's not fun at all. It's terrifying. Because it's like, your head's like 10 feet in the air, man. When you start falling, you're not going to go very far. But if you're not ready for something like that, you're going to pop your knee out of place. You're going to snap your knee. You're going to hurt you. You could probably tear your Achilles tendon. You could fall even worse than that, land on your back, hurt your back. You could break wrists, break ankles. It's just, that's just getting in and out of the truck, man. So, not to mention getting in and out of the trailers. That can be a little bit crazy. It's just, there. I have even had a couple times where I was getting fuel and there had been fuel or oil or something dripped on the pavement. And for some reason, the pavement was really freaking slippery. Just slipping on the pavement trying to get fuel. Like, it's crazy. And you got to have like a mindset to like look out for that kind of stuff. So also, number 3, mountains. I mentioned mountains earlier. That one's almost self-explanatory. Going up the mountain, no problem. Going down the mountain, you better slow down. and you better know how to use a jake brake, or you're gonna die, or you're gonna kill somebody else. That probably is what kills most truckers. That or falling asleep at the wheel, but I'll get to that in a minute. But going down the mountain and you hit a curve and you don't have brakes to slow down a little bit with, or you were going too fast in the first place, and you go across, if you go over that barrier and go down that mountain, you're gonna roll that truck, and it's not gonna stop rolling until you're dead, and then it's gonna keep rolling some more. It'll finally stop, but it's too late. You gotta be careful going down the mountain. You gotta know how to use your gears if you're in a manual, and you need to know how to use a jake brake regardless. Easy, right? Number 4, weather. The weather sucks. Here in Southern California, we don't really have too much, but there are sandstorms here. Obviously, that cuts down visibility. Fog does the same thing, but really the biggest weather thing everywhere is snow and ice. That's when it gets the most dangerous. You know, if it's snowing hard enough, you can't see anything, and then the roads get slippery and crazy. I mean, the rain makes it do that too. It's just, you have to watch out for the weather. Keep an eye on what the weather's going to be to know if you can get across a certain area in that kind of weather. Because if you're, like I said before, if you're going through Wyoming and it says any kind of snow in Wyoming, you need to be cautious. You need to try to not do that. Try to go somewhere else. It is safer to go through the mountains of Vail, Colorado, which are crazy downgrades, than to go across Wyoming in the winter. It really is. So keep an eye on the weather. Don't underestimate the rain. I see truckers all the time just flying down the road in the rain. Come on, don't be stupid. Number 5, you got long hours, man. Long hours make it dangerous. I said one of the most dangerous things for truckers is going down the mountain, but just hitting that like after 8-hour mark, like that can be probably the biggest killer of truckers, is working the long hours, because you get tired, fall asleep, you run off the road, and you get a rollover. It's very easy to be killed in a rollover in a truck. So if you are feeling tired, I don't know how many times people have to say this, but if you're feeling tired, pull over, go to a truck stop. Don't pull on the side of the road or on an exit ramp. Go to a truck stop or a rest area, take a break, take some rest, get a nap. I don't care what dispatch says. If dispatch is stupid enough to say that you shouldn't have stopped to take a nap to keep yourself from running off the road, you need to quit that job and leave right then. Done. Okay? There's no ifs or buts. Just quit, leave, because they don't care about you. They want you to just make them money, and they don't care if you die. Because if you die, they're going to have a new driver in your position, not in that truck because it's wrecked, but they're going to have a new driver to replace you in 5 minutes. All right. Number 6. It's a sedentary lifestyle. This is the slow killer of truckers. Truckers have just cholesterol issues and heart disease is insane. And not to mention blood circulation, because we're driving 8 hours at a time before we get up sometimes. I drive 400 miles before I'll even get up. And sometimes my body's like, bro, you need to stretch. Oh my God. So blood circulation in your legs, you're going to end up with blood clots. That lead to heart issues, heart attack, just all kind, kidney failure. I mean, trying to hold your pee all the time. There's just so many health issues that we can have. Not to mention the crap food at truck stops that costs 500 times as much as it should cost. You got to be careful with it. You got to try to eat healthy. You got to try to exercise, or at least get up and move around and stretch your legs a little bit, so that you're not going to end up in 10 years just an unhealthy blob of waiting death. Like that's what it is. You gotta just be healthy. There's plenty of ways to do that. All right. Number 7. This one's gonna come as a shock, but you're usually alone as a truck driver. There's nobody else with you. Unless you got a team driving, I guess, or take a partner along with you. Sure, but typically you're gonna be alone driving a truck, and most people know that. This will tie into my next one, but still, what I'm really getting at with this one is a lot of truckers, they die of heart attacks in their sleep, in their truck, and nobody knows it. You know, dispatch will usually check on you. Most companies, they'll check on you if it's after like 12, 14, 16 hours and you haven't moved and you're supposed to. They're going to be like, bro, where are you? If you don't answer, they'll send somebody to check on you. They know where that truck is. And they found a lot of truck drivers just died in their sleep of a heart attack in the cab, and they've been there for days. Sometimes even longer than that. It's crazy. So again, be healthy. Try to avoid that. But if you have somebody with you, maybe they would, get help before something bad would happen. But you're alone, and being alone is a danger itself. Because tying into my next one, number 8, possible theft. As I said, most people know that truck drivers are alone. And if you are in a shady area, dude, I'm telling you, shady area at night, and you're delivering something, there's a possibility of somebody coming up to you and having the idea that they can rob you. A lot of us don't really carry cash anymore, but they also know that some of these trucks have valuable things in them. People got laptops, computers, watches, whatever, TVs, gaming consoles. I mean, it's all kind of stuff in trucks. And people know that. The people that want to steal things and rob you, they know that. They're not going to get money, but they're going to get things they can make money off or make money with. And if you're down in a border town, and some people get on this channel and I'll say stuff like this and they try to make it racial or something like that. And this is not racial, but if you're near a border town, there's a higher chance of your truck being stolen. Just being stolen. There are videos of people pulling out front of trucks, getting the truck stopped. They pull out guns and they force the driver out of the truck and they just drive away. They take everything. That happens. So have a way to defend yourself, or if you sense that coming on, you can plow right through those cars. Screw them. But they might shoot at you. I don't know. I don't know the way out of that. It's never happened to me. I'm not in border towns ever. So I don't know. And I've never really felt unsafe in most border towns. Like I went to Laredo a lot, El Paso. But I never really felt unsafe because, I don't know, I parked at terminals and stuff like that. I don't know. But it's a possibility. Theft happens in trucking. Number 9 is going to be your own fault, and that is cell phones. Distracted driving. You're going to kill somebody, or you're going to get yourself killed. You're going to run off on that low shoulder one day, roll your truck, and you're going to get hurt or you're going to get killed. It's because you were texting somebody or like watching a movie. Somebody just killed some people. They were watching TikTok while they drove. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're a danger to yourself and everyone around you at that point. Don't be a truck driver if you can not be disciplined enough to put the phone down and just let it play. Play music, podcast, whatever. Some people will play YouTube while it's driving. Now, if you're not watching it, there are podcasts on YouTube, but if you have a driver-facing camera or anything that can prove that you had YouTube playing, whether you were looking at it or not, and you get in an accident, even if it was your fault or not, they'll pin that on you. These driver-facing cameras can see the reflections in windshields, and if they see YouTube playing, you're going to go to jail if you do something stupid enough. So, that's all I'm saying. All right, number 10. This is the last one. Just the equipment and the type of work that you do. These are 80,000-pound trucks, most of us. Sometimes they go way heavier. I got a truck driving in front of me right now, and it's probably about 110, 120,000 because they got a heavy load. So, plus it's a super sleeper truck. It's pretty badass, man. Big old Kenworth. Anyway, this thing's got 4 tanks, 4 fuel tanks. This is heavy haul, and you're gonna burn more fuel. That's crazy. That's a big ass truck, man. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. It's like it's just heavy, and it's hard to stop. So, that's dangerous just in itself that we weigh this much, and that ties into everything else that I've mentioned before. But when you back in to lock into a trailer, typically you would get under the trailer and look to make sure that your kingpin locked in. If you forgot to set your brakes or something like that, you could be in a world of hurt if that truck starts moving on your ass. And people get under their trucks all the time to do stuff. You're getting under the trailer to look at things. Well, make sure you set your brakes, because shit, man, you can get killed easy. You got a trailer roll over you, you're dead, you're done. Also, the air brakes can set, or the air in the actual suspension can disperse, I guess, and it can pin you under the truck. So that's bad, obviously. But really, the most dangerous things I've done in trucking was when I was a flatbed trucker and a food service delivery worker. So flatbed, you're strapping, you're tarping, everything. You're climbing on top of loads all the time. And some of these loads can shift. They can fall on you. They can crush hands. They can strip the... If you're wearing a ring as a flatbedder, you need to stop that. You need to take your ring off now, because it will... Something catches, it's pulling all the meat off that bone. You're going to have a little skeleton hand. So don't do that. A flatbed is just dangerous in general. You're going to crawl on these loads all the time, and you could slip, you could fall. The tarp could blow off and bring you with it if it's windy enough. Food service delivery, you're going down ramps, you're going up and down steps. There's just so many knee and back injuries that you could run into with that. But yeah, it's just I'm never doing that type of work again. I'm too old. Too old. My body is frail. It's not frail, I'm lying. But I do have back issues, so that's not the work for me anymore. I got a lazy boy job. Y'all like my sort of Norse tapestry back there? A couple of ravens, Hugin and Mooney. Odin's messenger ravens. Pretty cool. I like it. That's it. 10 reasons why trucking sucks. No, it's why it's dangerous. So just be on your P's and Q's. Be safe. That's it. Have a good one.